guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Adeline. I am a freedom coach, digital entrepreneur, and I also run my own online marketing agency. This channel is all things business, mindset, all things in between, and most importantly, achieving freedom and building your own location independent lifestyle and business. And given that we are on the theme of digital nomadism and location independent, the topic that I will be covering today is things that nobody tell you about the digital nomad life. I know we all see how amazing the digital nomad life is, frolicking around the tropical island, chasing sunsets every day, sipping pina coladas by the beach while holding your laptop and working 2 hours a day. Well, I think it's time to uncover some of the challenges that we face as digital nomads, and also a thing of two that nobody tells you when it comes to building a location independent business. One of the key things that I really want to touch on is the mindset of a digital nomad, because, as you may know, so like most things in life, if you win in your mindset, you are already winning in life. So the digital nomad life is no different. I have a separate video that talks about the digital nomad mindset, so I'll link it down below, so be sure to check it out. And another thing that not many people cover is the soft skills that is required to be a digital nomad. I think when it comes to getting started or transitioning into the digital nomad life, people always focus on what are the skills that I can learn. What are the skills that I can offer as a service? And don't get me wrong, those things are important, but what many people tend to neglect is soft skills, because it is so easy to learn technical skills, and there are countless courses out there to teach you the ropes on how to do graphic design, how to build a website, how to manage a social media account, and all that jazz. But not many people talk about the soft skills that is required to work remotely. So I'm just going to run through really briefly in terms of what those soft skills are, because we are going to talk about that in detail in the digital nomad mindset video. So a couple of things to think about is, are you good in communicating? So when it comes to working remotely and just being a digital nomad, communication is key. There is no such thing as over communicating, because you don't have your co-worker sitting next to you to allow you to ask questions, or if you have a problem that you want to clarify, whether it's from a client, from your manager, from a co-worker, you have to spell it out. And I think in a normal corporate settings, we tend to feel like we are asking too many questions sometimes, but when it comes to working remotely, there's no such thing as over communication. On top of that, you have to be a problem solver. There are many benefits and advantages of working remotely, but one of the key skills that you have to possess is to be a problem solver. Because as a team, you are working across multiple time zones. So, when a problem arises, you might not have your manager available online at that time for you to ask questions, or your coworker might not be available at the same time. That allows you to, brainstorm and whatnot. So you have to essentially find a solution. What are the traits of a great and successful remote worker? They just find a solution. When things do not work out, they just go and find a way to make it work. I'll give you an example. So one of my social media manager, she was helping me to schedule some content for a client. And there were some problems with the video that the client provided. For some reason, it wasn't accepted by Hootsuite. So instead of waiting for the next day to ask me, what should I do? She pretty much Googled a solution, found a software that allows you to schedule, I think, 5 videos per month, and schedule all the videos for the client, and she just let me know the next day. This is what I meant by problem solver. And I think that it's not a matter of asking stupid questions. And I think the key thing to keep in mind here is, before asking for help or asking for a solution, be sure that you have exhausted all your resources within your capability to find a solution. And if you still can't get past the roadblock, then speak to your coworker, speak to your teammate, or speak to your manager. I think these two are the soft skills that need to be brought up more often, because what you know is only part of the equation. How you execute it, how you manage a project, how you manage a campaign is equally as important. And these are the two skills that is required to make sure that you are executing your work properly. So, do you have these two soft skills? If not, how are you able to start incorporating and start learning these skills so that it helps you to transition into your digital nomad or location independent life smoothly? Now that we've covered the soft skills that's required, let's jump into some of the challenges that nomads face from being location independent. So obviously the main one is the time zones. Remote work is sweet, but if you're traveling around or if you have clients all around the world, time zone can be a tricky one. For example, I have clients in Singapore and Australia, and when I was holidaying around Europe last year, the time was so weird that I have to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to get some stuff done, because at the end of the day, your work comes first unless you have reached a stage where your business is able to run successfully without you. So time zones is a main challenge, and I think that not many people think about it, especially if you are working, say, in an American time zone and you are living in Asia. Essentially, you are working graveyard hours, and it could kind of defeat the purpose on why you're on the road in the first place, because you go to bed when everyone is awake. So those are some stuff to keep in mind. And the second challenge is financial sustainability. So one of the things that I've noticed is many aspiring nomads or many digital nomads get into this lifestyle without thinking long term. So just like building a business, you always begins with an end in mind. So with this nomadic lifestyle, whether you are planning to do this for a year, for 2 years, or for the rest of your life, you can think of how sustainable it is financially to allow you to travel and work at the same time. And this is why I think when you set your mind on creating this lifestyle of yours, it's always good to think of yourself as a business owner and start acting like a CEO. I dive more into this in the Digital Nomad Mindset video, so be sure to check that out. I think a key thing to remember is to not be complacent, because I know we can sometimes be stuck in the little bubble, especially if you're in places like Bali or Chiang Mai where everything is so affordable, and you essentially just work the minimum, whatever that is required, and live life as it is and YOLO. And when you run out of money, you start taking on projects. It's actually a term amongst the nomad community where we call it coconut cash. So essentially you're working for cash for your coconut in a tropical island. So that's a trap that you want to avoid. The third challenge that not many people talk about is the loneliness. Think about this: if you are at the start of your nomadic life or your location independent lifestyle, you're in a new place, you're in a new city, you're in a new town. Loneliness can be real, especially if you're an extrovert. The loneliness is real. I actually came across an article that talks about the depression amongst digital nomadism. This is why it is so important to build a community of digital nomads or people that gets you. What I have found challenging at the start was when I was feeling a little bit down, a little bit stuck, and I try to talk to my friends back home in Sydney. The response that I always get is, why are you feeling down? You are holidaying all the time. People don't get that this is a lifestyle. You're essentially running a business while on the road. In the typical 9-to-5 corporate goers, they think that you're on this constant and eternal holiday, so they don't really get the struggles that you will go through as a digital nomad. They don't really get the struggles you go through as a business owner. So that loneliness can be quite challenging at the start. So it is very important to find like-minded community. And on the working end, it also gets really lonely in the sense that you don't have co-workers to joke around. You don't have your usual kitchen chat on how your weekend is going. You don't have colleagues around to bounce ideas with. So that is something that can be quite challenging sometimes. So co-working spaces is a great place to build your community and meet people. And what I like to do as well is to work out of a cafe. So there is some sort of human contact there, and I'm not just talking to myself, to the camera, to my laptop, or to my phone. That's also something to think about. The fourth one is probably something that is important to making these lifestyles sustainable: productivity and resisting temptations and distractions. So, as I mentioned at the start, time zone is a big thing. And also, if you're constantly traveling and constantly on the go, the flight time and the jet lag will get to you. So what I have now noticed is upon a day or two arriving into a new place, those days are pretty much a write-off because, my mindset is not right. I'm just in this this really lethargic mode from flying. You're trying to adapt to a new city, to a new place. You need to find out where to get the best coffee, the food that you need to eat, and just traveling alone is tiring. What I've learned now is to not arrange or try to arrange my flying time to not coincide with deadlines or important meetings so that I have some time to recharge, to recuperate, and to be able to refocus myself on my work. And this is something that I've learned the hard way because when I first embark on this journey, like many of you guys, I get super excited and I try to do as much traveling as possible. And yeah, let's just say it's probably not the best idea ever. And I think that's to ensure that you get to visit the places around, to get to incorporate the travel component in your digital nomad lifestyle, is to stay at a place for at least 2 to 3 weeks so that you have the time to do your sightseeing and also to get some real work done, because we all know you still need to run a business and you need to make enough money to sustain your lifestyle, like what we spoke about in challenge number 1. And the last challenge is just your well-being. I think that that's something that gets overlooked, but your well-being is what determines how productive you are and how well you are in coping with challenges when you face them. I totally understand how tempting it gets, when you arrive to a new city. Like, for example, you get to Italy, you just want to eat all the pasta, all the pizza, drink all the Aperol spritz, but you got to think about it. Is that going to affect the way you work? How is your body going to react to that along with jet lag? All these things are things that you should consider because your well-being plays an important role in optimum performance. And optimum performance is important if you want to sustain this lifestyle. If you're in a paradise like Bali, you might not get as much workout or even steps in as you would like it to be because you'll be scooting around in your little scooter everywhere. So it is important to fit in some sort of activities, whether it's yoga, whether it's training, whether it's a run, whatever it is that floats your boat. Be sure to look after your well-being because you got to think about this. If you're just starting out and if you're a freelancer, what is going to happen when you fall sick? Is your project going to be delayed? Are you going to get unhappy clients? What are the consequences of all that? Your well-being is actually related to many aspects of your life, more so when you're nomadic. Those are some of the challenges that not many people talk about. I think that social media tend to glorify the digital nomad lifestyle. As I mentioned before, I would not swap this location independent lifestyle for anything else because it's the best thing that I can do for myself. But it doesn't come without challenges, just like all things in life. And this is why mindset is so important, and knowing why you're doing this is equally as important as well. All right, so I hope you find this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you have any additional challenge that you face as a digital nomad, or if you're running your own location independent business. And if you are still determined to embark on your digital nomad lifestyle and start creating your own location independent business after understanding all the challenges that you may face, then my friend, you are ready. Let's get onto it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps support my channel. And if you want to learn more about business, mindset, entrepreneurship, and of course, the digital nomad lifestyle, please considering subscribing to this channel. And also, before I go, I want to let you know that I am running a 4 days free training on how to kickstart your digital nomad lifestyle. So if you're interested in that, the sign up link is down below. And as always, if any questions at all, send me a DM on social media, leave the comments down below, or you are welcome to drop me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Really take this feeling.